Week 6, quarterback video 2. Be sure to go check out that Drake May first NFL start video I posted yesterday. I thought it was encouraging. This video is mostly just a response to an insult stat posted by Theo Ash. I'm not going to put the tweet on here because it's not worth finding, but he said, Baker Mayfield was 1 of 10 with 2 interceptions on throws 10 yards or further downfield today. Okay. Well, we're going to get into why that's wrong, aside from the fact that, first and foremost, according to NFL Pro, which is like GPS data, Baker only threw the ball 10 yards or further downfield 7 times. So your denominator is necessarily wrong. Bad job. Also, one of those picks was a 5-yard throw that bounced off his receiver's hands. And then 5 yards further downfield was caught by a safety. It's not only not Baker's fault, but it's not really a 10-yard throw. So we're going to get into it. I thought Baker Mayfield played well in this game. I don't think he played great. I gave him a B before I watched this video, before I made this video. And then I changed a couple of throw grades, 2 of them to be exact, while making the video upon further review, and it still came out to a B. He wasn't great, but he was better than he was in the Denver game, which, low bar. And still, for my money, he's been the best quarterback in the NFL this season, despite the ridiculously bad interception luck he had in this game. Without further ado, to the film. Let's get to it. First play, little motion. Baker sees nobody moves. That means it's definitely zone. Not definitely. And he hits Mike Evans on the quick slant. It looks beautiful. It gets a first down. It's pretty easy, but the mental component is what I'm really focusing on with Mayfield. Here, note, he sees it's going to be man right off the bat pre-snap. He calls out the Mike. He alters the protection. He sees the twist coming, moves the play, moves the pocket, and gets the ball out on the run. Nice throw, routine, but good movement. And, again, making checks at the line. He sees, obviously, this is going to be a blitz. He sees everybody drop out. And rather than sticking with his first, initial play, which is thinking everybody is going to be blitzing. Okay, let me say this more clearly. This looks like the Saints are trying to block a field goal, right? So Baker knows they're probably blitzing, but if they're not blitzing, they're definitely dropping out into zone because you can't run man when you've got 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen and 2 cornerbacks lined up near them. Baker gets the snap, and as soon as he reaches the top of his drop, he sees, the linebackers are running backwards. This is clearly just zone. I've got time. They're rushing 4, and rather than rushing and, hitting his running back for the safety valve swing or just overreacting to pressure that's not there, he gets the ball out nice in time on the zone-beating curl. It's a pocket movement. He understood what he was doing. Routine throw, but people are going to rip on Baker because it was all short throws in this game, but there was a lot that went into it. They weren't just dinks and dunks. It wasn't schemed open really easy. He did a lot of work. Here, simple mesh, right? You got Godwin on the drag. You got Otten dragging the other way, and then you're just going to have a little sit in by Sterling Shepard behind it. Baker does a nice job of reading it out, steps up in the pocket, gets excellent velocity on that ball. That's a solid throw to Sterling Shepard. And again, not that far downfield, but really smart, really accurate, working really well. Here, this one's easier mentally, right? It's just play action. Everything is to his left, so he doesn't have to read the whole field, and it's man coverage. And you know who's really good against man coverage? Mike Evans, right? You have the 2 streaks at the top of the screen clearing everything out, and you got Mike Evans on that deep bending out route. Very simple, but it takes a really nice throw. And quickly, the line of scrimmage is, let's call it the 40. This ball gets caught at roughly the 30, or the, 28. It's a 10, 15-yard throw. Solid stuff. Perfect placement, but not quite perfect enough for me to call it great. Fast forward a little, Bucks are in the red zone, the low red zone, that is. And this looks really simple. And it is mentally, right? Like Baker Mayfield knew exactly where he was going with this ball the second they lined up. Right? You get motion, Alontae Taylor runs across the formation. What does that mean? it means that this is all man coverage, because if it was zone, Alontae Taylor, cornerback number 1 on the Saints, would have stayed put and just covered his zone. He doesn't, so we know it's man, and as soon as Baker knows it's man, he knows, ooh, I've got Chris Godwin on a slant. The middle of the field's going to be open because that linebacker is going to vacate with the tight end. Boom. And that's a really nice throw. It's only like 8 yards downfield, but the velocity is sick. Right? That's a solid throw simply because the arm talent and zip that it took to get that ball in there was nice. Here, once again, Baker making checks at the line. He's saying, we've got a heavy box. Motion across. Okay, it's zone. Nobody's going with him. I know as soon as I get off this handoff, I have to know where I'm going, and I'm not going to the middle. This play was originally designed to target this area of the field. They wanted to get a convoy tunnel type screen, right? That's why Baker's looking there right off the snap. But because it's zone, he knows there's 2 linebackers in the area. It's not a safe throw. Baker extends the play out and eventually gets the ball checked down. But he takes his time. It's a plus pocket movement. He manages the pressure, right? Because, let's go back. The longer he holds on to this ball, the further away the linebackers are going to drift. If he throws it right, if he throws this to Godwin right here, he gets blown up and has absolutely no protection. Because he waits, Sterling Shepard has time to leak out into the middle of the field. And the longer he waits, the further watches these linebackers, well, the linebacker and the slot corner, they're running away from where Baker is targeting. So just by waiting a little extra second and by not throwing the ball to Godwin, he's able to buy his team a solid 5 yards here. It's a plus pocket movement and a routine throw. But again, it's just the mental acuity that Baker is showing in this game particularly, but on the season as a whole, is fantastic. And maybe this is just what Baker Mayfield always was, and we never got to see it because this is his 6th offense in 5 years, right? Maybe this is just what it looks like when Baker Mayfield is familiar with his offense. Now, again, people are ragging on Baker Mayfield because he didn't throw far enough downfield for them, right? He was, I think, 1 of 8 on passes of over 10 yards, and I'll make a quick video explaining that after this. But this is a flea flicker. There's one route downfield. It's to the tight end number 81 at the top of the screen. He's not even remotely close to, he's bracketed, right? And he's not running. So Baker has one real option. And it's a good play. It's a routine throw, but it's a really well-designed play. He does the right thing. Is that impressive? No. But he also shouldn't be throwing downfield. He's executing the offense exactly as it's designed. He's taking what the defense gives him, and he's doing it really intelligently. And these aren't brilliantly devised plays that are giving him free, easy screen yardage, Jaden Daniels. These are regular plays that he's understanding really well. Again, routine throw. It's a drop. Cade Otton drops at least 2 balls every game. It's becoming a problem to the point where I'm pretty sure he'll be out of Tampa Bay next year. But the throw's still routine and solid. It's what it should be. Here, Baker does an amazing job of stepping up and running. He's kind of getting a little too addicted to running lately. I would like to see him pass the ball more, but you can't argue with the result. I mean, yes, you could throw to Godwin at the top of your screen right at the 15-yard line. It's going to be a really tough throw. You need a ton of velocity to fit that in there. And then Sterling Shepard at the top of the screen, he is open, but, right, like if you zip that ball in there, it's going to take a very, very, very good throw to get him the ball before he's hit. And even if he gets the ball before he's hit, you have to throw him away from his momentum, right? So quickly, Sterling Shepard's running a deep dig, and then he stops. If he was doing a zig, or if he had stopped a little earlier, if he had stayed in that void, he'd be open. But he's running towards the coverage, and then by the time he backs out of it, Baker's already on the move. It's a plus pocket movement for manipulating the pocket. It's a positive run, because that run is just as good as a good throw. Sure, Baker had an opportunity where he could have thrown downfield, but why does he need to? Here, this is Baker's first bad throw of the game. Look, I understand, the pressure came really quick. Bucky Irving didn't quite stop the free Mike blitzer the way you wish he would have, right? He hit him, but he kind of hit him directly into Mayfield, who's rolling left because, well, maybe he didn't need to roll left, but he can't stay where he is because that's where the linebacker is trying to push the running back. Now, Baker has Mike Evans. This is exactly what you want. Baker should be laying this ball right around here in this circle, laying it over the top, right? Allowing Mike Evans to utilize the fact that he has upfield leverage and this defender is running away from the ball. Instead, Baker puts it way behind. It's just a really bad pass. It's not pickable because there's no possible way that the cornerback was going to do a pirouette and locate that ball to make a catch in time, but bad ball. You got to lay that up there, put it on the back side, the back line, not the back sideline. Unfortunate. Here, another opportunity to throw deep. Top of his drop. Here you go. Who's open? The running back's very open. Is that a running back? 44, yes, Sean Tucker. Very open. On the other hand, I guess you could say that the tight end on the wheel route at the top of the screen is open, but Baker is already on the move. It's hard to throw deep down the sideline when you are stepping up in the pocket. Instead, Baker tries to throw to Mike Evans, who's basically open, and here's the tight copy. We'll evaluate whether or not it is a drop. Plus pocket movement, and let's watch it in slow-mo this time. You have to throw it low to protect it from those two defenders. Honestly, if you're going to make a throw this difficult, just throw the easy throw to Tucker underneath and let him run. I won't say that's a drop, but I think that's an accurate ball. That's a solid throw in my opinion. It should have been caught. It would have been difficult to catch, but it's also Mike Evans. He's supposed to make tough catches. If you want to grade that as bad, I won't hold it against you. Did this get caught? Yes. Okay, so that's a routine throw. 10-yard throw, but it's 2nd and 20, so the Saints are going to give you the underneath stuff, and 10 yards is underneath. Here, another screen routine. This play stinks, and I'll diagram it for you. Greg Olsen actually did a magnificent job of diagramming it in the game. I will try my best. So, play is going to start by the tight end motioning in. And this is a little tricky, right? Because Otten starts outside and then motions inside, but he doesn't cross all the way over the formation. What does this mean? Well, very simply, this corner was originally covering Otten, and this corner was originally covering Evans. They could still be in man without switching or moving and then just slide the responsibilities over. And that's actually kind of brilliant because if it's man and now you have a linebacker on Mike Evans and a wide receiver or a defensive back on the tight end, you've created two mismatches. But that's not what happened. I think that because nobody moved, Baker immediately assumed this is going to be zones. But unfortunately, it was not. So because nobody moved, I think that this is what Baker assumed the coverage was going to look like in pink, right? Based upon the split safeties, based upon the fact that the corners didn't move or, the defenders didn't move or swap, Baker probably thought this is some variation of cover two. If that's the case, then Baker should be looking to the top of the screen because over here, Otten's going to run a little flat. And then Mike Evans is going to run a little post slant bend route, and it's going to perfectly lead him to this void where nobody is actually covering. It would be the perfect play for this coverage. Problem is it's not. And then on the bottom of the screen, it actually gets messed up. The receivers run into each other, but it's supposed to be a man-beating play, right? Like Godwin's going to come and run a little zig, and then I think the slot was supposed to run a corner over the top to clear it out. But the idea being, if it's man coverage, that's the side you look at. If it's zone coverage, you look at the top of the screen. So here's the wrinkle. What actually ends up happening is in blue. It's predominantly man coverage. This is actually called a robber coverage because this safety on the bottom of the screen is actually going to run up into the center of the field to take all that away. You may notice that the circle of where the safety is going happens to be almost exactly where Mike Evans is going. Baker does not expect this, and it leads him directly into harm's way. Let's roll the film. Right, Baker thinks he's got zones, and right here, you see number 29. If this was zone, 29 would actually be bailing to the sideline because that's where his actual job would take him. But Baker doesn't notice this. The sweet irony is that as smart as Baker has been today in the rest of this game, here he was downright dumb and got tricked. The throw was really accurate. It was about to be a great throw on second and very long. But he just gets fooled. I wish I had the tight copy, but it's not worth going back and getting it for you. You can see the ball actually would have been very accurate. He even beat number 24. I believe that's Jonathan Abram. He beat the strong safety on the robber. He just didn't expect the corner to be undercutting like that. And maybe it could have been that this was a match coverage, right? It could have been zone with match principles, meaning when receivers cross each other's face, you just stick on your guy rather than passing him off. That's a possibility, but it doesn't really matter. This is an interceptable throw, not because Baker was inaccurate. That's usually not why balls are picked off, but rather because Baker got tricked, made a bad decision. That's okay, though. Interceptions do happen, and the game will go on. Plenty of film to watch. More motion, little play action, and the play doesn't work the way that the Buccaneers want, right? Like, this play is designed so that right off the play action here, Baker turns left and throws a screen to Bucky Irving. But there's a mess over there, things don't work out, and Baker is looking for the bigger play to Godwin, and he just misses. It was there to be had. It was just a miss. So good job of Baker by improvising, fixing a broken play, but a miss. Bad throw. This one really makes me mad because you will see clean pocket. Baker reads the play perfectly. He throws the ball perfectly. It hits off of the thigh because it goes through the hands of Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan should not be in the NFL, by the way. And the ball bounces directly to a safety who did nothing to earn that pick. This is not a pickable ball at all. This isn't even a bad ball. This is a good throw. Let's watch it one more time. I mean, you could tell right here. This ball goes off the forearms and then off the thigh of Jalen McMillan and pops up. This is an accurate throw. This is a very routine, if not solid throw, and it's picked off. And if you look at the stats, technically, because that ball bounced, that counts as an interception on a pass more than 10 yards downfield. But it wasn't 10 yards downfield, and it shouldn't have been picked. Also, because we're here, let's just quickly look at that first interception so you can see what Mayfield is seeing and how he got confused. There's the motion. I mean, look at that. If that ball is just a little bit further outside, it might even still get caught, right? Like, it was a really good throw. If that defender isn't so keen on the play, it might have been a great throw, but Baker got tricked. First pick, his fault. Second pick, routine throw. All right, this is going to be a little bit better. Again, motion. We know it's zone. Everybody just kind of shifts, right? Baker avoids a tackle, plus pocket movement for certain, and he makes a nice little check down throw, routine throw. Now we're back on track. Quick routine throw. That'll do. I mean, all these yards are not Baker Mayfield's. This is a very simple routine play. That is schemed yardage. Baker did nothing to earn that. And he did nothing to earn these yards. Routine throw. Here's my gripe. Like, yes, Baker Mayfield threw a lot of short passes, but what's he supposed to do? Not throw the easy touchdown? Yeah, routine. But also, Absolutely the right play, and a plus pocket movement because he extended the play, which is the only reason that was even possible. Now, I don't like this play. I hate this play. Like, play action, you get happy feet, I understand. But here, you have plenty of time. Like, there is no reason not to throw this ball. Set your feet, relax. Find Godwin in the middle of the field wide open. Or throw the ball up to Mike Evans on the streak. Baker doesn't. He panics. He throws a bad ball. That's a bad play. He does not get a plus pocket movement. He managed the pocket poorly. And as much good as he had in this game, he also had some bad. Routine throw. This play, it's a little unfortunate. Jonathan Abram, is sitting on the ground pretending he's hurt, being hurt. I'm not sure which. It's third down. So yes, technically Sterling Shepard was about to run into the area that, Abram was supposed to be guarding. So if you look right here, 17 in the middle of the screen, right here is roughly where Abram is supposed to be covering. And here is exactly where Sterling Shepard is running. So yeah, there could have been a huge play here if you just wait a little bit. But if you look, ball's already out of Baker's hands. And the pocket's already getting really crowded. 93 is probably going to hit Baker Mayfield if he waits even an eyelash longer. So yeah, Baker took the easy throw to convert on third down and keep the drive going. He missed an opportunity for a big chunk play. But the way they were moving the ball in this game, and the way that they had scored and the way they had a lead already, I don't actually care. Hit the routine play. It's a good play. And good job throwing while the pocket's muddy, getting the ball out on time. More zone. The motion tells you. And again, where do you want Mayfield to go here? Otten's not open downfield. That's because that's not even Otten. It's somebody named Miller. The backup tight end is not open downfield. So just throw the ball to Sterling Shepard. Nice. Solid throw. Now, yeah, Sterling Shepard drops it. Mayfield moves the pocket. That's the only reason the throwing lane exists. And he hits him in the titties. Balls that hit your titties should end up in your hands. I'll let you guys parse that language. Here, Baker Mayfield's third pick. Just damn unfortunate. Right? Ben Bredesen, the left guard, number 68 here. Engage your defender. You're just standing there letting him wait and hang around and bat the ball. This isn't a Baker Mayfield a short bat. This is left guard not doing his job bat. Stick your fucking fist in his stomach. He can't jump when his stomach is contracting. Punish jumpers. I talked about it in the Drake May video I did yesterday. You need to engage defensive linemen because when they're engaged, they can't jump. If he doesn't jump, this is a huge gain. This is probably a 20-yard gain on a solid or on a routine throw as long as the defensive tackle is kept on the ground. Because he jumps, the ball goes up. Interception, not Baker's fault. Just a batted ball. Here you'll see it better. Look at Ben Bredesen. He's just standing there. He's got his hands on the shoulders. Get low and stab him, right? Look what the other linemen are doing. Look at Tristan Wirfs. He's a perfect example always. He's won the rep, so but he's still engaged, right? Right here, the rep is over. He's already pushed Chase Young behind Mayfield, so he wins. But he doesn't just give up. He shoves him back so he can't jump. He can't turn. You have to play through the whistle. You have to punish a jumper. Get your hand in their stomach. Give them something to think about. Routine throw. So the first interception's on Mayfield. The second interception is on the receiver. The third interception's on a offensive guard. This could have been a pick. Certainly. Baker is trying to force it because what the All-22 won't show you is that this is the end of the first half. It's kind of a put up or shut up down. Baker does throw a bad ball, and you could argue that is pickable. In fact, I think I'm going to change my grade. I originally only had that as bad. I think it's interception worthy, and I'm going to call it that. It's going to lower Baker's grade in this game, but fair is fair. You saw it went off the hands. Interception worthy, Then followed by a routine throw. Here's another routine throw. And the following throws were not as routine. Routine throw plus pocket movement. Almost gets hit, gets the ball out anyway. So yeah, Baker's going to end this game with 2 turnover-worthy throws. That sucks. It's probably going to bring his grade down from like a B to a B minus. Here, this one, painful. This is Baker's only deep attempt in the game. Clean pocket, Mike Evans, and you'd think if he was even, he was leaving, but you see he slows down there a step, right? You see he looks up and slows down right here. And because of that, the ball lands just like an inch from his fingertips. Let's see again here. Baker Mayfield does a perfect job of putting it on the sideline, and it goes literally an inch beyond Evans' hand. That's a tracking issue. See how he slows right here when he looks up? Watch when Mike Evans right here. From here on, he's going to be a little slower, and it's going to cost him about a step or 2, and that's the reason that the ball's not completed. He's looking up, and he's slowing down, and he's not running the route through. I graded that as a bad, inaccurate deep ball. Honestly, I kind of want to upgrade it. I kind of want to make it at least good, maybe great, because that should have been caught if the throttling was proper by Mike Evans. That was an accurate ball. It landed an inch from Mike Evans' hand as it was, and that's with Mike Evans slowing down and trying to win a possession ball when it was really a speed ball. I'm going to call that a solid throw. Mike Evans needs to make that catch. Here, Baker Mayfield plus pocket movement and another positive run to pick up the first down. Great job. Play action, routine, and it goes all the way. Again, those are not Baker Mayfield's yards, but you going to blame him for making the easy throw that works? Here's the top of his drop. Nobody's really open. Godwin's open, but he's about to get sacked. So he has to step up, and by the time he can reset his feet, he's getting sacked. No fault sack plus pocket movement. Good job, but not good enough. Top of his drop, already being hit by the cornerback. Let's play this one slowly. Top of his drop. Nowhere to really go just yet. Spin the move. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. It's 2+ pocket movements. And then he takes off for a nice run. And that ball was not a fumble. They saw the ground cause the fumble on the replay. Positive run. 2+ pocket moves. Really nice job. And then here, making something happen. Top of the drop. Who's open? The running back, but he's probably going to get tackled. And it's also the backside, right? That's not where he's looking. It's the red zone. The play was designed for Mike Evans. Instead, Baker moves up, understands that he shouldn't bail out of this pocket, and makes a nice no-foot throw. Solid throw for a touchdown. Really nice play. Routine. And that'll do it. So the revised chart is 1 for 1 on deep balls. Yeah, that deep ball to Mike Evans was maybe half of a foot overthrown, maybe. But really, I think the issue is that Mike Evans slowed down. Mike Evans thought he had to jump and win the ball at the catch point above the head of the defender, when in reality, he just had to keep running. The ball was perfectly placed. I graded it as solid, despite the fact that I think it's at least great and possibly elite. Just because it's Baker Mayfield, I'm trying to be extra harsh on him. I also downgraded one of his bad passes to an interceptable pass that was dropped. So Baker had 2 balls that deserved to be intercepted and 3 balls that were intercepted. Still bad luck. No fumbles, a sack that was his fault, 3 really nice big runs. And only 8 solid throws. Like, no great throws, no elite throws. Because remember, we're being harsh on that Evans deep ball. That being said, Baker Mayfield's still been accurate on 70% of his deep attempts this season. This marks one of only, in half of his games, he hasn't hit a deep ball. In the other half, he's hit multiple. So, on the year, Baker's thrown 5 pickable balls. That's a little bit better than league average. He's, basically he would have to throw a pickable ball on his next throw to be league average. He's fumbled twice. That's exactly average given how many dropbacks he has. And he's crushing it with elite throws, great throws, and he's just been super accurate. 80.6% of his throws that are aimed are accurate. Yeah, maybe he didn't throw too far downfield too many times in this game. He scored a lot of points, he moved the ball quite a bit, and he didn't miss throws. And that's not like because he was standing behind some awesome offensive line. He moved around a ton, 20 plus pocket movements, the best manipulation of the pocket he's had all year. If this is bad Baker Mayfield, then the world should be terrified of good Baker Mayfield. And I think we might see it against the Ravens on Monday night. What do you guys think? You think I'm being too easy on him anywhere? You think I'm being too harsh on him anywhere? Throw me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. If you want me to do different kinds of videos, give me some feedback because I'm starting to run out of ideas for what I think is noteworthy to break down. Until next week, though, I'm going to be grinding film. Hasta.